Welcome, Pioneer Villagers. Whoa, I didn't hit the record button, so for the last 3 minutes, I was talking to myself, waiting for you all to climb on board. Let's hope this works now. Uh, we are getting ready for our release. We're not going to rush it. We're going to wait an extra 5 minutes. To hell with it. The clock is working good, which is good. 5 minutes is no big deal at 50 miles. It's just another few minutes. We're going to let everyone climb on. We're going to bring on here momentarily the one and the only, the legendary. You guys know him, world champion of champions, and then another champion added on top of that, and then there's another champion. We've got Loft Manager Richard in the village of Brecken at the Majestic Foodland. Ricky, welcome.
Hello, welcome there. How you doing?
Hey, we're doing okay. Hey, you know what? It's amazing. The same shitty sky there is exactly the same shitty sky here.
Yeah, that's right. I'm right at the back here of Foodland here.
Yep.
Exactly. I think you can see it from there. And Captain Jack's Fish and Chips. And we got the disposal bins here.
Right.
Which, very good. And as you can see, the sky is very overcast. It's semi-high overcast. As you can see way in the distance, we can see a little bit of looks like light, but like you said, down there it's the same, and it feels like I got a northwest wind here.
Yes, Richard, you do. The winds are northwest, anywhere from 19 to 25 kilometers. And Richard, before we left, wasn't it amazing? We were out here and we got a wind that went through here. It must have went up to 40 kilometers for about a minute. It was vicious. So they're going to hit super wind gusts on the way. The sky today is not perfect, not even close to perfect. But this is a sky that they will encounter between 1 mile and 350 miles at the Pioneer Village. So we're going to play today.
Yeah, 100%. It's 16 degrees here.
Chilly. It's cold, man.
Just to give you
I got to wear a sweater.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to release the birds here in 4 minutes. We're going to let everyone climb on. 5:35, the birds are going to be released. This is about 50 miles. They should do this today in about an hour. Again, if they're perfect. 50 minutes, really good. 55 minutes, really good. An hour, good. An hour and 5, good. Strong shoulder winds, tailwinds, and shoulder winds. It's going to make it tough. Zero sun, low ceiling, zero sun. This could be the invisible rope that they trip over today. The crowd doesn't say much, but it is.
Excuse me. I think that northwest wind, it's not going to make it a 50-minute or an hour race. It's going to be about an hour and 20 minutes. They're going to be hitting into that hard, it's kind of like shoulder wind.
Right. And
that's my opinion. I know there's a lot of other experts out there that have different opinions, but that's what I say. And plus with the overcast sky.
Now, do you think today, Richard, is the wind going to be the problem, or is the sky going to be the problem, or is it going to be a both?
I think it's a both. But it's only 50 miles, so let's put the challenge to them. That's
all right.
Good.
That's good, and that's what we want. It's 5:33. The birds are going to be released here in 2 minutes. You see the wind, 24 kilometers, shoulder tailwind. The Pickbird pot is over $260. The internet in New Brunswick went out, so we can't get on to see all the people that paid. I know the pot is much bigger than $260, so please be patient. We will get back to that. And we're going to have another feature. We call them Riding with Ricky. We're going to come home with Loft Manager Richard because, again, there's no smoke and mirrors here. We show you it all. And take a look at the sky, folks. We're going to put our sky in the background as well. Can you see the look-alike? Oh, the clock has to go on. Richard, we are going to be releasing here in 1 minute.
Okay.
And you see the sky, guys? Again, this is all brought to you by the Pioneer One Loft Race. We are the most transparent race in the world. We're transparent to a fault. We step in a bunch of ghost holes daily. We do it for your guys' pleasure. 40 seconds until release. We are going to get to the comments. We are going to get the birds out and then get to the comments. Will says, I'm on, buddy. Let's see what happens today. That's what I say. 30 seconds to go. How long will they take? How large will the drop be? Did you get your pick birds in? If you've snoozed, you're going to lose. Tracy popped up the link there as well. 20 seconds. 1 hour and 10 minutes, says Tracy. All the best from the UK. G&H Hunter. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Ricky, let him go.
Come on, let's go. Up, up. Go, 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 go. Go, go. Up. Go, 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 go. Come on, go. Go, go, go.
And the kids are on their way. There they are. There's the sky. The great
They're
thing
on
is,
their way.
yesterday they all came out. Today they all came out. I can tell. It's always great once you get rid of the lazy ones that don't want to come out. But there is the sky. There's the group. Ricky is going to stay with us on his ride back. And you guys are going to follow. Not only am I going to be on, but Richard's going to be on. So if you have questions for either one of us, kind of like a family show, we're going to do Driving Home with Ricky and me. So
Yeah.
I'm going to bring the camera back over, Ricky, so you can get set up. I'll put it back to me. When you get settled in and you're starting to drive, just say hi, and I'll know to get you back on. Remember, I can hear everything you say. So try not to curse.
Okay, no problem.
You can swear, but just don't curse.
Okay, no problem.
Let's get to the comments here as we head back. G&H Hunt Racing Pigeons from the UK. Where are you watching from the UK? Says 1 hour and 16 minutes. Would you not say this is a good English sky today? Ron says, so they got a choice to be first. They got a choice to be first. Yes. Michael Peebler, he's speaking in Spanish. He says 88 minutes, 4 on the drop, 88 minutes. What would that be? That'd be an hour and what? Let's just talk an hour and 20, an hour and 10, 88 minutes, Michael Peebler. Is that how long you bake those cookies for? Again, guys, Michael Peebler is world-renowned chocolate chip cookies. I just want to let you guys know. Steven is with us. He gives us the thumbs up. Again, this is the 50-mile graduation. After today, we move up to 80 miles. This is the 4th time, 4 days in a row. The birds are working hard, dark underneath, putting on muscle, ripping and tearing and building. As Brian Mansker says, time to go. Michael Peebler says 1 hour and 28 minutes. Hell, we hope they're not that long today, but you never know. I'm still thinking about an hour and 5 minutes. I think they're going to fight into the wind. They are going to be high. There's going to be a group that overshoots. That's pigeons. That is pigeons. And this is going to be fun. This is a really good day, because what's so nice at 50 miles, we've had a strong tailwind with beautiful skies. We've had a good headwind with nice skies. We've had a shoulder wind with good skies, and now we have a shoulder wind with absolutely not the nicest of sky. No rain in the forecast, so that's a good sign. And I am going to say, this is pigeon racing, and this is what we do here at the Pioneer. No other race in the world will do what we're going to do. We train them like regular pigeon men do. 7 days a week, we work the birds. We respectfully work them. And this is a day that we would train our own birds. So the one loft birds have to go to work as well. Loft manager Richard has 8 of his youngsters in the truck today. Actually, I'm lying, 7. He left the red cock home. He was driving. I think he was afraid to get beat, but hey, that's for another day. as Richard heads back, I will bring him on shortly. Again, I want to let everyone know, wherever you're watching in the world, okay? Right here on the screen is our Pigeon Boss Tour. Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions, Feathers Elite Pigeon Boss Tour. If you and one of your pigeon friends, pigeon mates, pigeon lads want to come on a beautiful excursion in February of this year, 13 nights to Belgium, come along with me. I will be your guide. We are going to some fantastic spots from not only the Lear Market, the Fugare Show, the Golden Doif Awards, the Natural Breeding Center. If that right there alone wasn't worth it, then we're going to hit it off with even more. 10 super breeders in Belgium. We are going to go to their lofts. We're going to visit, see the birds, and go from there. Again, your hotels are included. Your breakfasts are included. You got to get your butt there. I am your tour guide. We do it all. And hey, this is what it's about, racing pigeons. I am now going to bring loft manager Richard back on. There we go. Ricky, you're heading back.
Yeah, I'm on my way back. I'm just south of Brecken, and the birds are still circling.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they're actually. I'm south of Brecken. I seen them, but now I'm ahead of them. They're still circling.
Okay.
They're high up. I think it's going to be an hour and 20 minutes, no sooner.
All right. So Michael Peebler says an hour and 28 minutes. Dave Conover says an hour and 27 minutes. Heather Green says all the best from Idaho. Stan, our man, he's just microwaved a 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew and he's adding rum to it. He said it's going to take an hour and 22 minutes and 10 on the drop. Oh, and Stan did say on the 10 on the drop, he will be first, second, and third. That's what he said. And he didn't finish writing that, but I can read between the lines. My buddy Ron says, I have no idea, but I'll guess 1 hour and 20. Everyone's on the 1 hour and 20. Holy shit. Heather Green, she's chiming in. She is saying 1 hour and 30 minutes and 15 on the drop, okay? Dave Conover says, no way. Red home. Yeah, I know. Ricky, hey, guys, Ricky lost the nuts, eh? It's Ricky non-nuts today. Ricky, that red's going to lose some value. G&H Hunt Racing says, definitely is an English sky mate. Been racing here, haven't most of the days I race, live in the north of Norfolk. Again, this is English sky. Guys, in England, they race in this shit all the time. Not race, law fly, train. But the only difference is today is there's no drizzle. So it's really not 100% English. That's the only thing these birds needed here today. Ron says 5 on the drop. Tracy posts up the Wind Companion link. You can, guys, take a look on the left. This is Loft Manager Richard heading back. You see the skies. Okay, you can see it all there in front of you. What Richard sees is what they see. Now, as you see Richard driving, to the right of them is Lake Simcoe. They're going to come along that side and then cut across, cutting to the right of your screen. Will says 1 hour and 15 minutes, 8 on the drop. And G&H Hunt Racing Pigeon says, been watching you for a while, mate. Great stuff. He gives us the thumbs up. Now I got my own YouTube channel as well, and it's doing well. Hey, good job. I'm glad you like it. Keep your content good. Stay positive. And you know what?
Yeah.
Every once in a while, you got to just say fuck it and be yourself. Oh, wait, one more thing, Ricky. David Tracy says 1 hour and 29 minutes. Birds will be 77th and 78th. So David Tracy says his birds are really going to suck today in a positive way. Take it away, Ricky.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I hear you make comments about the red cock, but I was watching him today. He's just driving his hen so crazy. There's no way he can concentrate on doing this job. He's just like crazy driving that hen, like back and forth. He can't even think about anything else. So I didn't want to send him today because I just think because number one, he's a young bird, never on a round of eggs or youngsters. So I don't want to. I appreciate what he's going through. That a very stress moment for him.
And you know
That's
what,
why I left him home.
guys, I might razzle dazzle Ricky on this. He goes in, those are his pigeons. He watches them, he looks at them, he sees, he's experienced a young pigeon driving. And what does that mean, a young pigeon driving? He's running behind his hen, pushing his hen, push, push. He's super excited. He feels great. He wants to get her on eggs. He push, 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 push. The brain, tunnel vision, focused on what? One thing, do one thing, do one thing. And Richard says, hey, you know what? He's already been to 80 miles. He's done every toss. You know what? Let's let him have a day to push, push, push. Let's leave him at home.
Yeah,
Let's let the car sit in the garage for a day. There's nothing wrong with that.
that's right. From morning till nightfall, all he's thinking about is driving his hen, and he's not stopping. He's just driving, 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 driving. His mind has no chance to rest. So
Right now,
once he gets settled on eggs, everything's going to be settled. Then I didn't want to. I believe going to waste him when he's driving that hard, driving super hard.
okay, hey, and that's his pigeon. Now, the problem today with these clouds are that I don't find them high enough, and she's thick. She's very thick today. The sky is thick. Everywhere they look, it's thick. It's thick, thick, thick. And as Ricky said, they're up there and they're circling and they're circling. And what they're trying to do is now they can't use the sun now. Can't use that. Now they have to use other tools. Tools that do we really know about? We don't know about, but they're going to have to use it. Why do we take them today? Because somewhere along this race course, when the money's on the line, this sky will appear again. We want them to be a little more familiar with it. Now, Will says, Ricky, no excuses, Ricky. You were scared. No. Again, he had his reason. If he would have taken the bird, 95%, the pigeon comes home. 98%, 99%. You just want to give him a day off to focus on his new love, his eggs. That's what he was doing. I'm not against that. He has a complete reason. Richard, if the pigeon wasn't driving today, where would he be?
He'd be going up the road, and
There you go.
there's lots of time here in the future for him going to races or going to training. Lots of time, and 1 day or 2 days off to let him get organized with his family. To me, that's very good for him. He's right now, again, I say, he's driving. You won't believe it. And that shows me this cock has got power.
Guys, here's a question. Think about this. Let's use this logic. You've had your girlfriend. Let's use it the other way. You've had your girlfriend for 2 years and she completely dumps you. I want nothing to do with you. I don't want to talk to you. How do you feel for at least the first 2, 3, 4 days? You don't want to do nothing. You don't want to go to work. You don't want to eat. You feel like shit. You're not focused. It can go the other way as well. And this is what Richard's talking about. Remember, how did Richard see this? He observes the pigeons by the eye. Pigeon didn't come to him and say, hey, Richard, I'm driving my hen to get the eggs. He was telling Richard that. Richard went in the loft and seen him multiple times doing it. He knows, hey, let's leave him home today. Let's give him a day off. The red cock will be back for another day. Don't worry. Okay, we got some more comments. Dave Conover says he's getting dinner, be back soon. You didn't even ask us what we wanted. I find that a little ignorant, but pick us something good. If you order us any types of steak, we like them rare. What else we got? Stan Berdinsky. All I want is one, the 820 to be there. Okay, well, fingers crossed for Stan. Heather Green says this. I'm hoping for a lucky horseshoe bird in the top 10, if not on the top 20. I am going to say this, Heather and Mike Green, I don't know if you picked the 104. I'm going to pick that bird for you today, the 104. Let's see if it comes. Will says this. like a 16-year-old kid. That's right. He's focused. Sex, sex, sex. There you go. Stan says, no different in Stony Creek. Now, for you people that are wondering, directly behind where I am, it's direct south. You go south about 50 miles, you're in Stony Creek, the same sky. So that means in the 100 miles, the sky is the same shit that Ricky's driving in. There's no sunlight. They're not going to fly the sunlight because there's none around. Our cheer squad captain, Tracy, after she talked about doing something to somebody not in a rude way, they kicked her off Facebook, so she's back with her cheer captain sign. I'm only playing with them. No, I know you are, Will. But actually, for a lot of people, new pigeon flyers, or it doesn't matter, new or old, if you ever see a pigeon driving, a lot of the time the brain is not focused. Having pigeons in a nest bowl sitting under each other and grunting and groaning and feeling good is one thing. A cockbird chasing a hen around the loft, hard, that's another thing. His mind's doing something much different. You'll always notice when cockbirds are driving hard, you can put feed down, they won't eat it. They just drive. You can put a bath down, they don't want to bathe. They just drive. And I've even seen that, Richard, in individual pens. When I've individually had birds in individual pens and I bathe them all, and the one cock's driving his hen, you put the bath down, he's the only cock, he won't allow the hen to even have a bath.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, this is very exhausting for the cock, and it's also very exhausting for the hen, because the hen, they don't have a chance to rest. They just keep going, very exhausting. So, it's like having sex for 3 days in a row. You know what I mean? Just like, you're totally exhausted.
That's right. Now, Jason Penna says, hello. Hey, Jason, your bird is in there today. We wish you the best of luck. It did very well yesterday in the headwind. A very small checker hen. She had pox on the eye. I can see the crustaceans drying up. So she's past the fever. She's past the problem zone. Again, I've got some birds here that I left back. There's about 10 birds that stayed back. And again, we're not going to send pigeons that are totally not fit. We're not going to do that. That's not respecting the animal or the breeder. We're not doing that. So if anyone gives me shit on it, yes, they were all scanned. They will all clock today, but they didn't go. Will says, I wish I would be chasing her like that also. Yeah, there you go. But if you ever notice, if you chase a woman like that, they don't want to have anything to do with you. It's better to play harder to get. The birds are now on the wing at 5:52. The birds will be on the wing 25 minutes. And you're seeing the sky here of Loft Manager Richard. It's thick. Brian Mansford throws up a comment, and Brian says, today will be a challenge. Yes, today will be. A very tough challenge.
You know what? It's not a tailwind. It's a shoulder tailwind. I think that's going to be the challenge.
Yeah, and the problem with today is they have to keep leaning into the wind, but the wind keeps pushing them not towards home. It's not the right shoulder tailwind. This is the wrong one. So it's almost like a shoulder. Yeah. The tailwind's going to act as the oops, I went too far, and then they're going to work back into the headwind.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. The birds that aren't thinking and they're just drifting, they're going to be in a bit of a problem. Yeah.
Right, and again, this is what is so great about the Pioneer. I challenge And I'm not challenging it to do it because, in a financial way of thinking about it, this is silly. This is real pigeon racing, where one loft racing all over the world is sunshine and rainbows and tailwinds. And at the final race, hey, maybe they throw in the headwind. Today was a very easy day to leave them in the loft and say, we'll wait for a sunny day. We'll wait for perfection. But that's not why the people that participate at Pioneer are here. They want something a little more. They want a real race. And I can't give you any more real than the guy on the left of the screen driving in the sky. And you could all say, well, why do they got this guy driving? We can't even really see. A real pigeon man can see the thickness in the sky. You can see it, you can hear the wind, and you're seeing real 50 miles in front of you. And that, my friends, is what we call absolutely priceless. I don't give a shit if you're in Pattaya, you're at the Africa Pro, you're at the Hoosier, you're at the Sun City $1 Million race. They will not give you real pigeon racing. That's guaranteed.
You know, Ryan, if I can say something, you're really flying with the birds right now. You know?
We are. Right.
Yeah.
We are.
Take a look up there. You see a little bit of whatever's coming through.
Trying to sneak through. That sun's trying to peek through. And guys, you know, when we build this race, you know, we started off with 600 or 580 or 600 pigeons. We didn't take any money up front. We let the people send the pigeons and we go to work. When the pigeons make 100 miles, they pay for their activation. We're down to 132 pigeons. We're at 50 miles. That's reality, right? That is reality.
Yeah.
What you see on the left of that screen is reality. We make the birds work in all the conditions as a winner would make their birds work.
Yeah, you're 100% right. And every pigeon that could do our program is worth keeping. Every single bird.
Yes. You're getting, you know, I am not interested. If I send a pigeon to a one-loft race and I watch the racing, I watch the weather, I watch the skies, I watch the speed, I do my own research. I'm very, very, very not interested in bringing the bird back. If someone wants to buy it, you can have it. Because I know the pigeon didn't do the work that it would do if we were flying it in our own loft or at this one loft race. Will says this: when you handle the birds today, you were saying they weren't blown out. No, to blow them out, to get everything to blow nice, you got to get them on a system. Right now we're in training mode, so we're regulating the feed. We're not going down to up. We're keeping the feed. Birds come in at different times, but we have to keep them in the right feed so they trap good, so they want to come home good, everything good, so they're not blowing out. They're not blowing out at all. There's no blowing out at all. Blowing out is when we get to the races, when the bird can go every 6-7 days. You can bring them down to bring them up, and you can blow them out. You can round them out. But guys, I just want to say something. Here we are. You look at the man on the screen, Derek Walsh from Ireland. Ireland's #1 sprint flyer. This guy here, he gets potatoes, cabbages, and onions thrown at him because he kicks ass and takes names, numbers, wins. We're getting him back to Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. He had a great auction there at PIPA, sold the best of the best. This guy is a great guy. He's a super hardcore pigeon trainer. I call him the Pigeon Whisperer. And one day, him and I are going to fly in Belgium, and we know exactly where that's going to be, in Grabendonck. He always says to me that's where he wants to go, but he says, Ryan, I will not go there until you come with me and we do it together. So Derek Walsh is with us from Ireland. Guys, you can say hi to him. If you have any sprint questions or training questions or whatever questions, put them in. But Derek is with us. And hey, Ricky, it's amazing. We're driving home from training. The birds have been on the wing now 25 minutes. The sky hasn't changed. The wind is strong. And you can even see the odd headlights. Not the brightest.
Oh, you're right. And I'm very happy that Derek Walsh is on the show today because he is a top-notch professional pigeon flyer. Any question you have for this man will give you the right answer. Please don't be afraid to ask him any question, no matter what question, ask him.
Yeah, that's right. And I'll tell you, Derek is one of these gentlemen. His attention to detail is absolutely second to none. I mean, I would say if you guys want me to tell you what I mean by attention to detail, if you have ever seen those people on the cake shows that make the cakes and win the competition, he puts that type of dedication, focus, and all the, not the big stones. Yes, he lifts up all the big stones and does all that, but the tiny pebbles he picks up and he cleans up all of that as well. He does it very, very smooth. He's a good pigeon man. He's a great interviewer, a great interview. And he will give you the honest answer because you know what? You can give the people the answers, the right answers, the real answers. A lot of people do not listen to them. Look at this. Here is a gentleman, G&H Hunt Racing Pigeons from the UK. Derek Walsh on top of the game. Guys, I am not saying that he's on top and Richard's not, which we've just done. We've told you he's on top, but a gentleman from the UK also as well says he is on top. Very, very humble guy, and he wants people to win. He loves good competition. And you know what I love about Derek? He's not satisfied with winning in Ireland. He wants to move to Belgium to race. He's like me, Ricky, and you. He's sick in the head.
All I can describe is any man that can shoot straight from the hip is a good man.
Well, that's why we like Derek. That's why we like Derek. And you know, that's what's so great about this show. We have people that come on from all over the world and put in their comments, and you guys can learn. And again, I put the challenge out. You people are on this show. Derek Walsh is on here. Ask him a question or go look him up on Facebook. Go check out our interview, our sit-down interview with Derek Walsh. You're not going to be disappointed.
Ryan, if I can make a comment here, I'm probably driving about 30 minutes, I believe. The sky has not changed, as you can see. I have not hit one bit of drizzle, rain at all. Totally dry.
Okay, there you see it. And guys, we're not telling you that it's not raining and lying, right? Oh, he let them out in the rain. It's pouring rain. It's pouring rain. Have the windshield wipers went on, folks? Nope, they haven't. And by the way, they have a shoulder tailwind. When Richard pulls in this driveway, within about 5 minutes, they better be pigeons.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they're going to be about 15 minutes after me. Yeah.
Well, hey, you never know. Again, guys, I will say this, hold on here. We got a couple comments. Aces High Loft says, is 150 miles considered a sprint? In my opinion, 150 miles is a sprint. I think once you get past 175, then you start getting into middle. But you could say between 175 down, sprint. Rosedale Loft says, today's weather is typical in Ireland. Again, we want to welcome back Rosedale Lofts. Rosedale, I don't know what happened to you on Monday, but give me your bet, and I will bet you either today or the next time out, because I didn't like it that no one wanted to bet you, but I will bet you, my friend. Thank you for being back on. I hope you're doing well. As we wait, the birds have been on the wing now exactly 30 minutes.
30 minutes. 30 minutes.
A lot of tension here today. Again, this is their fourth time at 50 miles. They've had hot, headwinds, shoulder winds, tailwinds, and now overcast. The graduations have always been tough. Why is it always tough on graduations? This year, this group of pigeons, that's what happens. It's just tough. This group always does not the best on a graduation. And today, as Richard left, they were still circling. That's not the best sign.
You're right. I left them behind me. And I just went through a 60 kilometer zone at 85 kilometers. I love to race home so I can sit and watch those birds come, so I'm actually trying to beat those birds home.
Yeah,
I'm doing 100 kilometers right now in an 80 kilometer zone.
And again, Richard, for our American viewers, 100 kilometers is 60 miles an hour, right?
It's actually 63 mile an hour.
Okay, so for you Americans, there you go. Rosedale says, LOL, doing well. Okay. My buddy Ron says, I think this would be a good time to ask again, how many birds do you think you could handle in your one loft race and stay true to your vision to keeping your flyers involved in the program? Okay. It all depends. I sometimes wonder if people like to see the basketing show where you not handle the birds on camera, but when I handle a bird on camera, I like to show the bird or whatever. I would like to always do that. I think big one loft races, they're good, but I really think one loft racing, this might sound crazy, but less is more. 100 birds will always loft fly better than 500 birds. They'll train better. They should. The handler can handle more closer to when he was flying pigeons. I will say, for instance, Derek Walsh. If I said to Derek Walsh, can you handle 1,000 pigeons like you do when you win week in and week out? He's probably going to say no. But 100 he'll do, or 200, yeah, okay. So, when you look at small numbers, people are all goo goo gaga over playing in the Hoosier or the Pattaya and all this, when maybe sending one bird from the top flyers, and you can still compete against them. But I don't know. I think around 1,500, in that range. I don't know. What do you think, Richard?
What, you're going to handle 1,500 birds?
No. I'm saying, what's a number to handle?
I think, personally, I think probably 200 to 250 birds is more than enough. When you basket like you did today, you can show each bird, take some time. I look at let's just be simple in life. If you have one dog, you can handle him, respect him. You actually can even talk to that dog, and he knows. He talks almost back to you with his face, his ears, everything, his tail, and you see that and you recognize the behavior of that animal. If you have two dogs, it's still pretty close to the same. But now, if you had 10 dogs or 20 dogs, you can't respect the feeling, the emotion of each dog the same as if you had one or two dogs.
And you know, that's where I get back to it. And we keep saying a number of like 200, 250, 150. When you get a small number, so if we said to everyone, let's just throw this out here. Let's throw it out. Everybody, we're going to take in 250 pigeons, or let's say, hell with it, we're going to 200 pigeons. It's $1,200 a pigeon. That cuts down people sending 20 pigeons, 10 pigeons. Everyone's allowed 2 pigeons at max. All the money comes in up front. Prize money's there, perch fees are there. Now the handler, he can really look when he's feeding. He can see everything. It's easier to read. Everything's better. And, you know, again, I think we all get caught up in let's have 1,000, let's have 1,500, let's have 5,000, let's have 7,000, let's. When less can be more. Hey, I don't care. One bird for 5,000. Have 100 birds. Handling will be a lot better. Anyways, let's get back to some of the comments. How many times will you go to 80 miles? Well, David, you've been with us for a few years. We haven't even finished 50 miles yet. We don't know. We might not get one pigeon home today. And that can be honest. That can be an honest thing. So let's finish today and worry about 80 tomorrow. Rosedale says, definitely see the birds being broken up today. I think so. Well, today's the day that they do it perfectly and we're like scratching our heads. Eddie Ortiz says, ARRs, you guys do more than most races. I ship birds out. I never hear crap. At least I can view my progress with you guys. And yes, I'm not going to say you like the feed we use. I'm not going to say you like the look of the loft. I'm not going to say you like my nose, my beard, my voice. But you will watch where your bird succeeds and fails, and all the birds do it together. People say to me, Ryan, why don't you do like the Apple Cup and let them out in small groups? That's not really fair. Let's lose them all at the same time. Why should group 1 go out and come home tickety-boo, and group 2 get lost, and group 3 come home good, group 4 gets broken up, group 5 comes home good, group 6 never seen again, group 7 never seen again, group 8 comes good? That's not a one loss. We all
Ryan,
start together, we finish together.
Yeah, if I can make a comment.
Go ahead, Richard.
I find when you let birds go in certain groups and separate groups, you let the first group release, you watch the birds in your on your transporter. The birds that aren't getting released, they're bouncing off the door, they're bouncing off the walls. The mind is scrambling, and you let them sit for 15, 20 minutes. Then you let another group out, and then you watch the birds in the transporter. Their minds, they're just bouncing, they're just jumping. They're so, I don't know, I think you create a large stress problem there. Mentally, they get totally shook.
Well, sure, you're creating you're firing up the car and then stopping it, firing up the car and then stopping it. You're going and we've done it, haven't we? We've done it in groups. Complete disaster.
Yeah, you let out that one group, the first group, and you tell them, let's go. The other guys in the back, they're going, what? Let's go. We're not going, man. Why aren't you opening up the thing? They start bouncing off the walls. They get all shook.
Now, I want to pose the question to you people that watch. Let's pick a one loft race. We're going to call it the Christmas tree cup. And it allows 250 pigeons. It's $10,000 a pigeon. Okay? And all the big names can enter only one pigeon. The big names won't enter that because if they don't send 100, they are going to have the exact same chance as Stan, Eddie, Ron, Richard, Gary, Mike. They will not have the advantage of sending 100. And they will not put 10,000 on a pigeon. Because if they were going to do that, they'd start to get into horses. But that's where the big boys should play. Why should the big boys send 100 pigeons? Remember, they can pick better than you, me, and everyone else, apparently. Hold on. Okay, so Ron says, that's what I was thinking. Stan Berdinsky from Stony Creek, he's halfway through that 2-liter bottle of Mountain Dew microwaved with the rum. He says being away from the show for 20 minutes to feed and water my stock and young birds. Well, that's where you got to get earphones to tune in, because your birds could have been here, but you've missed it. Stephen O'Brien says you have class racing pigeons, huh? Class is in the eye of the beholder. Tracy says, I remember years ago the red group went missing. Yes. More bullets in the gun, Mike Gannis. And this isn't to rip on Mike Gannis or any of the big names, because you have to remember they put a lot of prize money in for the guy like you and me to take. But wouldn't it be beautiful? Wouldn't it be beautiful to see these guys put only one pigeon in? One. And everyone has only one bullet in the gun. Now, guess what we have? Fucking pigeon race. Totally agree with you, Ryan. These mob shippers. And guys, it's a business plan. I will use this so you can understand this. When Mike Gannis, and I will use Mike, very smart man, let's not knock him. When he sends 160 to Pattaya, he doesn't have to win the race to make all that money back. Every bird sells between $5,000, between $3,000 and $8,000 that comes home on the final race. So 70 birds came home, 60 birds came home, times it by 3,500 US dollars. That's what they send him. Holy shit, he won the race. He wins another $200,000. Plus, you all run and buy birds from him because, yes, he did win the race. But you all forgot he sent 170 pigeons. That means he flew the race 170 times. Not knocking him. I think he's very smart. Aces High Lofts, Ryan, you have multiple lofts. Run a traditional OLR out of one and a high-end OLR in the other loft. You know what? I just like to do it one way. I mean, I don't want to say, oh, these are the low-end pigeons and these are the high-end pigeons, because the high-end pigeons, shit, I'm going to try and sing and dance, and if I got to put mood lighting on to make them fire better, I'll do it. It's not fair. But, I don't know. Ricky, what do you have to say?
I didn't hear the question completely.
Okay, so the question was, and this is and there's nothing wrong with this question. Ryan, you have multiple lofts. So we have the red loft and the blue loft. Run a traditional OLR out of one and a high-end one out of the other. That's good, but let me ask you, Dad, you have kids. Did you treat one kid differently than the other?
No.
So you sort of don't do that, right?
So what are you saying? Put the kids I favor in one side of the house, and the other kids I want them
Well,
in the other side of the house.
I think
And
what he's saying is run let's say run the blue loft as a just a regular OLR, you know how everyone does it, and then do the red loft where you set them up as combine pigeons. And I think what'll end up happening is the people in the other loft will get a little bit hurt, and I don't want to do that. So we're not. That's a good thing. Thank you. Great suggestion. Ron says this. I think that's right. To keep a vision and increase the number of flyers and make a profit, any business is the way to continue growth. And here's the thing. You can't run this race and feed your family on 250 pigeons at $100 or $150 perch fee. Hey, you guys want $500 a bird perch fee, $1,000 prize money? It all comes up front.
yeah,
But if you look at these big races, and we can take the Hoosier. Let's use the Hoosier because it's an American race. Take in 3,400 pigeons. His perch fee is $150 a bird, and then you still have to pay. Every year he wins the race. He wins his own race. He loses the pigeons, but you pay. But does he show you that there on the left of the screen? Does he give you his very best? I don't know. I'm not in the race. But most of you have put a bird in or two. Are you getting your bang for your buck? You get that feel good.
let me ask you something. To have 3,500 pigeons in a one loft race, how can one person, if one person manages the birds, how can he foresee the conditions of the birds? How many people you need to foresee 3,500 birds? How many you need?
Well,
Many. Hey,
if I told you 20, that's not enough.
if I have 30 birds, it takes me enough to foresee 30 birds properly. Let's see. How many now? If you have 3,500 birds, how many technicians, I'm going to call them technicians, do you need to see that? How many technicians are there in the world to foresee this?
Wow.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
That's if you were to really think about it, right? Let's say at
Yeah.
max a man could handle 250 pigeons. Let's give a man 300 pigeons. Let's give him 3. Let's be really rich. Every 300 pigeons, add another guy. 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 Now, but these one loft races, they're not built like that. They build it on, it's basically a lottery, and it's sunshine and rainbows, and that's what it is. And I'm not knocking that because there's a niche for that. People like that. That's not a bad thing. Is it my thing? No. And we got some more comments here. Ricky, let me throw this in. Tracy says casinos have special rooms for high rollers. Mike Sheridan says no point in running 2 races from one location. Ron says there's enough of the regular one loft races. Why do it again? Eddie Ortiz says I think money difference in each loft activation. Okay. Will says, would you change your bird? Would you challenge your birds against their birds? I'll fly against anyone's birds. I'm not worried about anyone. Listen, you see the shit these birds go through? We have the Big Andy one loft race an hour away in the Niagara race. The Niagara race we've challenged for 4 years. They will not fly against us. The what's that race that one that Rick Brewer closed down? The
Um,
Salem
the
Classic, he took 12, 14, 15, 1,700 birds in, challenge him every year. It will not come. We flew these pioneer birds in the gold band race. We won the gold band race with them. I'm not worried about flying birds against people. If I fly birds against people, it keeps me more honest. It keeps you honest as a one-loft guy, right? You have to do the best to get results against other people. There's no hiding. That's why Richard's training. That's why we're here. The birds got to work. And this is why when the other one-loft races watch what we do, they go, fuck, we don't want to play against him. He's going to hammer us. And we will. We will. I'll hammer him so bad it's not funny. Because we lose all the birds that can't give it the high gear. And yes, Peter says it right on. You obviously enjoy and love what you're doing because you definitely ain't getting rich off of your OLR. Nope, not getting rich. Didn't make $1. We're working out the kinks and the bugs until it's time to put out maybe the very best product, inch by inch by inch. Rome wasn't built in a day. The birds have now been on the wing, Richard.
Yeah.
6:25. The birds have been on the wing 40 minutes. Is that right? No, 50 minutes.
I'm going to beat them for 100%.
We are going to switch. I'm going to leave you on, Richard. But we are now going to switch. How far are you away? You're on Bloomington?
No, I'm on Highway 48. Let's see. I'm just south of Mount Albert Road.
South of Mount Albert Road.
I'm probably about 15, 16 minutes away.
16 minutes away, and you guys can still see the sky.
Yeah.
I am going to make Richard's camera. Richard's going to stay with us while he drives, but now you have two views of the board. You've got the red loft and the blue loft right here in front of you. Good luck to everyone. We don't know how long they're going to be, but we know one thing. Somebody will come.
I'm coming up to Davis Drive. You see it?
Yes, I see it.
Davis Drive. Yep. So I'm not that far away. I'm hitting the red light here. I'm going to try and run this red light. The last red light run I had was about 40, 50 years ago in Newmarket one night. 3 o'clock in the morning, I ran a red light and bang, there was a policeman right in the parking lot of a garage, and boom, I got nailed. But you know, I really think the tour in Europe is going to be such a nice gift for someone, especially a pigeon flyer, a pigeon lover.
Birds.
You know,
birds.
You got birds?
Big drop. Oh, they're right on today.
Holy jumping, that's amazing.
They're all here. They're all here. Ricky, you had at least one on that drop. I know you've had more than one, but you know what I'm saying.
I got one in there. How many birds you get?
We're gonna check the clock. Whoa, so nice. Smoke and mirrors. How long was that? 50 miles, 50 minutes. They gave Ricky the high gear, didn't they?
Unbelievable. I can't believe it.
Just a little adjustment of the feeds. They circled, they found their way, and then guess what? They dropped that hammer. I like that. Here's a single. 2 on the board, 2 on the roof. Let's see.
Did I get one bird?
72
Did I
on
get
that
a bird?
drop. Yes, you did, Ricky.
Holy mackerel. That's incredible. I can't believe it. It's just like unbelievable.
Well, Ricky, you got another one. So I know for sure you've got 2, but I know you've got more than that. I can go in there and see. Great job, mate. Yes, first class. In shitty weather. No, not shitty weather. This is English weather. Don't knock the English, Will. That's ignorant. Ron says, wow, Rosedale, there's my gal. I haven't looked who's won it. But what I will say, Ricky, I did a little tweak there on the feed yesterday. The sky didn't look good. I was feeling a bit nervous. But bang. You've got some there. There's 73 in the clock. Who is our winner? Delbrand Torres, Rosedale second. J&J Express, Mike Kelm, Calvin Durloff, Dave Conover, Blue Ribbon, Ross Vaquero, and Mike Kelm round out, and long London Boys. London Boys round out the first 10. My pick bird was second. That means the pick carries over. You guys aren't following the ball. Pick the damn pigeons.
You know, can I make a comment? I just can't believe those birds, how they were behind me when I left. When I left, I seen them. It took me a few minutes to lock up the thing, and whatever I did, I had to have a leak. And then I left 3 or 4 minutes after, and I headed out, and I seen them flying north, a little bit north of me. I said, oh, I'm ahead of them. No problem. I'm going to beat them. I knew. I thought I was going to beat them.
There's another 3. Jason Penna, there's your pied, running, digging, saying, hey, I'm a little off the pace, but don't worry. Reminder, guys, don't get upset. This is 50 miles. Finally, a break for the game, says Ron. Yes. Every Jones bird on the first drop, says Tracy. Stan says, wow. Just a little tweaking. I wanted to get a good graduation today. I didn't want to talk about it until it happened, but I'm very happy on this group. 80 miles. Tomorrow we go. 77 in the clock. 0 excuses. 0 sky excuses. Remember, a sky like this, when you see it, don't get scared of it. Teach them to fire in it. Mary Cavender says, wow. Brian Mansker says, wow.
Hey, Ryan.
Yes.
I'm upset. Because I like to beat the birds home, and I like to sit and watch them. I'm upset.
Well, you're going to have some more to watch. Birds were up. At 5:35. We got 5 minutes late because of terrific. Okay, so the speed is not going to be. The speed's actually 5 minutes slower than what 5 minutes longer than what they really were. So what was the first bird clocking at? The bird was clocking at. Let's open up this page. The bird was clocking at 1827. So they were just over, 50 miles, just over 50 minutes. And where did they lose time? We all know where they lost their time, folks. They lost it at the start when they were trying to figure out the map book and say, which way are we going, folks?
Yeah, because they didn't have the sun. They had the overcast. Plus, they had that shoulder tailwind, and they had to figure,
David Tracy says his prediction could be right. He doesn't have one. No grumpy yet. Refresh it. No grumpy yet. I said an hour and 10. Oh, I'm the closest. I didn't think they were going to be that fast, but I thought they would be quick. And that's good. That's good. Hey, Ricky, you know what tomorrow is? A little further.
Yeah, you're going to be driving it.
Oh, don't worry, I'll drive it. 80 miles tomorrow, folks.
I'm just getting off on Bloomington now.
Big first drop. Very impressive, huh? Just flying pigeons, folks. We take the good days with the bad. I never told them, the birds, it was a graduation today because I didn't want them to get all razzle-dazzled. Again, the challenge really was the overcast with the tailwind. But in the same token, remember, guys, this wasn't a headwind. This was a different day. A little bit easier with that tailwind. That was the one thing they had working for them. Did my red show up? Eddie, what's your loft name? Because it's not Eddie Ortiz, isn't it? River Oaks Loft? Can anyone tell me what if River Oaks got a bird? As we wait. The Black Grizzle's not here yet. Lots of fun. This is pigeon racing. Now, how long will the next group be? Because we're only at 78. And we took 131. The last bird to clock is green 126. You want me to tell you something? They pretty much all clocked in 1 minute, which is good. Wasn't expecting that kind of a drop.
And as you can see, the sky.
Yeah, go ahead.
The sky hasn't changed a bit.
No, it hasn't.
You'd almost have to say it almost looks like it's getting dark.
Yeah, it does. Stan says, I don't know what will happen. It is the cool temperatures. That is the key. I don't know about the cool temperatures. Wasn't expecting that kind of a drop from Rosedale. Ron says, from now on, out depends on physical strength and luck. I am correct. Okay. David Tracy says, can you imagine splitting the pot with 72 people? Oh boy. Rosedale says, no River Oaks lofts yet. Michael Peebler, 71st equal first. And Mike Sharon says, go equal first, pick bird, please. Eddie Ortiz shows a sad face. Eddie, how do we learn? By making a mistake. I wouldn't get down on the birds today that make a mistake. They're going to learn. That's why we're in training mode. Okay? That's why we're in training mode. There's multiple birds here. Jones Family Lofts has one of them. Bird was gone for 3 weeks. He hasn't made a mistake since. In that 3 weeks, he learned. So today, Eddie, yours is going to learn. They either learn or they don't. But don't get down. No birds yet. There are no birds since. It was quick, and now it's quiet.
Yeah. Those are the birds that are right on in the mind.
Yes, a
And
little
the
fast.
wind, the wind is still very high. Very high wind.
Yes, Mike. Mike Green. There is 104 on the drop. The bird is 53rd, Mike. You'll see Anna Jones, Joanna. Okay, 53rd. Let me highlight it, Mike. Okay, that chip has to get corrected, but it's there, Mike. I said it would be. Eddie gives a thumbs up. Eddie, just, you know what? Whatever your favorite drink is, make it a triple. It'll get better. That's pigeon racing, guys. You pulling in, Ricky?
Yep.
There we have it. And just like that, guys, there's your 50-mile graduation. Could it be done? Yes. Was it the best sky? No. Is this real racing? 100%. We all flew in the UK today.
Hey, you got to say one thing. A soccer player, he plays in rain, clouds, sun, cold weather. A football player does the same. And a bicycle racer, he does the same. A car racer, he plays in the sun, the heat. He plays also on wet road. This is a sport. Play it every way the same.
Right. And I will
Right.
check. I will check here. I got to check for Willie B. All right, Mr. Willie B. Since you've asked me so nicely, I am going to hold on. I'm going to pull this off because Ricky's back. Let's just do this. Let's just go to this screen. Let's see. We're waiting for a Willie B. Let's look. Willie B 11th, Willie B 12th. Willie B 51st. There you go, Willie B. You're there. You're on the drop, all three. Now remember, it doesn't mean you're going to win the whole thing. It just means what it means. 50 miles, you've done it. Congratulations. Tomorrow is 80. Different bag of tricks as Ricky has signed off. Oh, I'm glad you're happy. I'm happy. And hopefully everyone's happy. When Ricky comes in the driveway here, which he's pulled in already, we'll ask him how many he's got. Well, let's see. He had 8. No, he had 7 that he took. Let's see how he does with his numbers. That was fast. Today was a fast one. I think it's the fastest these birds have ever done it. Mike Sheridan's not happy. Why aren't you happy, Mike? You only lost the pick bird by 1 spot. Mike picked 10. You got to pick another 10. Here we go. Very happy. And there's the sky that they had to work through. And you've seen it all the way. Reminder, guys, the Pigeon Boss Tour, Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions, coming up. The best of the best from Europe. Mike was 2 seconds off winning the pot. Mike, there was only one problem. You missed a pigeon. Survived to play another day. Here's one. Oh, this guy, he's the guy who always comes out. What are you coming out for? You just came out of the loft to go back in. You're such a brat. You're such a brat. He's the only bird that does it. Maybe this group will hit speeds of 8. No, it won't. Here's a single. Oh, 4 or 5. Stan, there you go, Stan. Nope, I thought that was Stan's. It's not. Mike Vanderyak, there's your cock. A year late. I call this guy, he's funny. You're a funny guy. No, they won't hit. They were not going to hit speeds of that. Maybe today they would have. I don't know. Give him a little bit of magic mix. Let's give him a bit of magic mix. I hope. Go on, get in. All righty. Well, I think we're going to run for a little bit longer. Let's see if we get a few more in. And then we'll go from there. I normally like to give the birds about a half an hour after they've come home. So I'm thinking another 10 or 15 minutes. You guys have your questions, you guys have your comments and your complaints. Go ahead. 80 now, we're in the clock. Ricky will go down and see how many he's got and give you guys the word. Chili. Tomorrow, 80 miles from Bracebridge, they will have the enchanted water to cross. They've went along the side of the water. Now they're going to get to go over the water. Winds are picking up. Now you have to think. You have to think, guys. Where are these other birds? What are they doing? Where did they blow? Right? Tomorrow, birds are going to go up in the afternoon. I don't know. The birds might go up at 1 or 2 o'clock. Again, I got to give them a bit more time here with water. But I will let you know. Again, 10 more minutes, guys, we're going to be on for. Any questions, post them in now. Reminder, activation comes at 100 miles. So these birds will do the 80 miles 2 or 3 times with the graduation. But tomorrow we will, 80 or 81. Oh yeah, this guy, he comes out. He likes to come out. As we wait, we will find out, guys. Ricky let up 7. Let's see how many. I think he's going to have 5. I'm going with 5 out of 7. Let's see. Let's see what he gets. He could get 7, but I'm thinking 5. Nice big drop. I'm going to look at the weather tomorrow. Again, birds, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 o'clock tomorrow, 2 o'clock. Again, it all depends. It's kind of a feeling thing. 6, 6 out of 7. So Ricky's almost batting a full 100. When, when, and how big will the next group be? 9 more minutes we are going to be on for, guys. So get your questions in. Pick birds for the 80 miles. Start picking now. Start picking now. Pick, my friends. Pick, pick, pick away. Beautiful drops as well. And again, big thanks to Loft Manager Richard for taking those birds and holding the camera and playing in the show. I think it was great. Good. We're going to do that from now on these graduations. Oh, I think you're getting good weather until Saturday. Well, hopefully, if everything goes well, we'll be able to have our graduation or our activation on Sunday. Sunday's a beautiful day. It's the Lord's Day. Every graduation I've had on a Sunday has been shit or activation, so we might not want to do that. I think on more big drop with the rest of them. You think another big drop, says Tracy. Tracy's calling another big drop. So I left. How many did I leave home today? Let's not lie. Let's do this to show you. There's the 5 that come home today. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, no. 2, 4. Oh, sorry. 6 that come home today. And 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 stayed home. So out of 131, 10 are home. That means that would be 121, 18, and we have 80 in the clock. No Jennifer, no Grumpy yet. They're breeding. They're breeding. 80 are in the clock. No excuses, guys. Mike's having a bad day. He was second in the pick bird, and he doesn't have his bird home yet. Mike's suicidal. Just a few more minutes, guys. Like, share, and subscribe. The birds are looking. Maybe there's a few more coming. Let's see. As we wait, as we play. Mike Sharon says LOL. Isn't it depressing, Mike? Our little chicks, though, they're growing like little weeds. So close, Mike. Guys, if you wonder, Mike did 10 picks. Let's go. Who's going to challenge Mike? The wind has seemed to die down here momentarily. That could be a good sign for the birds. Jennifer and Grumpy have a baby, and it's called Jumpy. Alfred from the Netherlands is with us. Let's see how Alfred did today with his NL banded pigeon. La, 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 la. Alfie. Where's good old Alfie? Eichhorn Van Zoren, 60th. It was on the first drop. That's their one. That's his bullet. And he was on the drop. She's a beauty. Grumpy was 10th yesterday, but got confused today. Hey, tailwinds are different than headwinds. Sun is different than overcast. Pick bird is picking your bird to win. No, Will, pick bird. Pick whatever birds are in the race. First come, first serve. So right now, once it opens, Leah opens up the pick bird. You check our site, Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. You'll see a list of the birds. Find the bird that you want to pick, find it on our auction site, and pick it. That's it. So you can pick the first bird today. You can pick the last bird today. You can pick Alfred's bird, David Tracy's bird, Mike Green's bird, your own bird, any bird you want. Brian says time to go. Good job, Brian. I hope you got them all. David Tracy. David, I hope you got some birds. That's a tricky name right here. Look at this. This is a really, I'm not even going to try that name. Oh, look at Mike Sheridan. I picked Rosedale's bird. Rosedale wants to bet, but he didn't pick his bird. I picked my own bird because I have faith in them. Can't pick birds that are not home. Homework. We're on Winton Canyon. It's not hard. Guys, I can't do everything for you. I can't. G and H Hunt said the same thing. Follow the ball, guys. Follow the ball. And if you don't follow the ball, follow the boobs. It doesn't matter what you want to follow. Follow something. A few more minutes now. Any more questions? Fire them in. Okay, I'm going to look into that for sure. Yes. Remember, whenever we say a pick bird, you can pick whatever bird, but it's first come, first serve. Stan, how many birds you got home? And again, Stan, I try and tell people this time and time again. Don't worry about your own birds. Let them make you pick them. Stan the man, Stan. There you go, Stan. You're 65th. That means you're on the drop. Bam. What's for dinner tonight? I'm going to make pasta with ricotta. I got to go still get some ricotta. Or I'm going to make pasta. Yeah, I'm going to do carbonara tonight. Save your money. Don't pick mine. LOL. Oh, David. Oh, big drop. There's Eddie Ortiz's bird. There it is. Just made a wrong turn. I give a damn what you tell people to do. I give a damn what you tell people to do. An hour and 16 minutes. Oh, those aren't the first birds. The first birds were 53 minutes. I call another big drop would happen, says Tracy, right towards the end, man. Right towards, the end of the show. We're at 102 now, guys. So the birds were up at 5:15. We had 70 on the drop at 18:27. There was another massive drop for that little group. Let's see, where did they come in? Let's take a look on the ticker here. So 1857. Stingray Loft, Jason Spur, BBB Team Stan, Aces High, Hoffaloffler, M&R Racing, Stingray Loft, Sheridan Loft with Jennifer, she's done hooking, Tavares, Bolton and Sons, River Oak, which is Eddie Ortiz, the Sin Lob Hob Lob, JK Loft, Sandalwood, B&G, Michael Peevler, oh, fucking Michael Peevler, Mansker Racing, Oh, it's all screwed up. The clock keeps moving. Hold on. Michael Peevler, Van Zoren, J&J, Mansker, Unknown. That's Mike Vanderyak. Hamana Troy, Diamond Dave, and KNC Moore. So, guys, don't get upset. That could be the first group at 80 miles. Jennifer and Grumpy are both there, of course. Just do it in the butt. Oh, look, and here's Stan's Grizzle. Stan's white. Gay pied. There you go. Stan's in it to win it. All three birds are all for Stan. He's high on Mountain Dew, folks. All the best from Idaho. Make those potatoes. My red made it. Thank you. Michael Peevler says, fuck, let's put another batch of cookies on. And Heather Green says, an hour and 30 minutes, 15 on the drop. She was the closest. It was just the wrong group. Inch by inch, brick by brick, mile by mile. Fuck, I love this shit. Thanks for flying with us, guys. Hey,